When I was growing up, I was actually ashamed of what had happened because I felt so different. She had just told my grandmother that she was pregnant and that she was actually scared to tell my stepfather at the time.
More than 600,000 people go missing every year, according to the National Missing and Unidentified Persons System. And February 3rd recognizes National Missing Persons Day.
So tonight, we look at a case 3 decades ago. A Gilbert woman by the name of Lisa Jameson vanished, and now her son is searching for answers and wants her case solved. What happened to the young mother who voiced concerns before she was never seen again?
In 1991, Kyle lived in Gilbert with Lisa and his stepdad. The day his mom didn't return home, she was reported missing to police. But Kyle says she had one last dinner with her parents before going to that overnight shift.
We searched for my sister every single day. Lisa would not leave. And she definitely would not leave her son because she loved him so much.
Police say her car wasn't spotted until almost a month later in Phoenix with no signs of what happened.
It's been a long time. We need to know, especially for Kyle.
It's super important for me to get to the bottom of this.
Lisa's son Kyle was just 2. He says he has been trying to piece things together.
I am 100% positive that it's foul play. I don't have a question in my mind, and I believe to know who it is as well.
The Gilbert police spokesperson told us Lisa's case is being actively worked on by their detectives, saying no one has been identified as a person of interest, adding, although it's been 30 years, we are working this case covering any lead that comes forward. Gilbert police are asking anyone with information in Jameson's case to contact them.
Hey y'all. So between digging through case files, editing for hours, and trying to reset my brain, I picked up a new little escape that I'm kind of obsessed with right now. It's called Royal Cooking, and listen, this game is my kind of break game.
It's relaxing, there's zero time pressure, and you get to run the cutest little restaurants while upgrading your whole kitchen. It's really satisfying.
I've been playing this on my downtime, and to be honest, I did not expect this to put me in like this. Over 30 restaurants, all these different recipes, and the graphics are just beautiful.
And the more you level up your equipment, the faster you cook and the more coins you earn. I've been unlocking new ingredients, boosting dishes, and trying to keep these little customers happy, because when they're happy, the tips go crazy.
They also have new events and restaurants in the latest update, so there's always something fresh to unlock. So if you want something relaxing to play while you're chilling, waiting around, or just taking a break from strolling, hit the link at the very top of the description or scan the QR code down below. And yes, it's completely free for both Google Play and the App Store. So don't forget to check it out. Download Royal Cooking to start your culinary adventure and tell me which restaurant you unlock first. Alright, let's get back to the video. But don't forget to grab the link and start cooking. And thank you so much to Royal Cooking for sponsoring today's episode.
Long before her name became tied to one of Arizona's most haunting cold cases, Lisa Dianne Jameson was known for the quiet steadiness she carried into every room.
Total and complete joy. There's always that hole, knowing that Lisa is not with us. She was an integral part of this family.
Born on September 26, 1968, she grew up in a warm, close-knit household alongside 5 siblings who adored her. As she stepped into adulthood, Lisa carried those same family values into her own life, especially after becoming a mother to her first child, a little boy she cherished deeply. In her early 20s, Lisa met the man who would become her husband, Alan Jameson, whose family was originally from Bolivia and who worked as a jail guard with the Maricopa County Sheriff's Office. It was was also reported that he served in the army and later retired. Their relationship developed gradually, built on shared routines, companionship, and the quiet rhythm of building a life together in Arizona. Outwardly, they showed no signs of struggle, no arguments, no visible tension. But beneath the surface, one issue lingered. Alan did not want more children, a difference in vision that quietly shadowed their marriage. During this period, Lisa was working the graveyard shift at Mote Electronics in Chandler, Arizona. Coworkers described her as dependable, punctual, and deeply committed to her work. Night after night, she clocked in, completed long hours, and was often the first to help others when needed. Her reliability was so unwavering that the morning she vanished looked exactly like every morning before it. She finished her overnight shift, got into her car, and drove a coworker home, her final known action before heading toward her own neighborhood. But Lisa never arrived home and was never heard from again.
We searched for my sister every single day. You feel like you're just at a loss because you don't have any answers. Lisa would not leave, and she definitely would not leave her son because she loved him so much.
The day before she went missing, November 3rd, 1991, Lisa confided something deeply personal to her mother, something she hadn't yet found the courage to tell her husband. She believed she was pregnant. Although responsible and level-headed, she admitted she was anxious, afraid of how he might react. The possibility of a new baby weighed heavily on her, creating an undercurrent of worry she couldn't shake. Still, Lisa carried on with her routine. That night, she went to work at Mote Electronics, completing her graveyard shift with the same reliability her coworkers depended on. At 7:15 a.m. on November 4th, 1991, she dropped off a coworker near McQueen Road and Chandler Boulevard, her final known stop before heading toward home. Nothing about that morning seemed unusual. No one could have guessed these were the last moments she would ever be seen. Although Lisa was expected home that morning, her husband did not report her missing until 5 p.m. after calling her mother to say that Lisa had not picked up her 18-month-old son, Kyle, from the babysitter. Valuable time was lost when Chandler and Gilbert police refused to issue a missing person alert until 72 hours had passed.
She had just told my grandmother that she was pregnant and that she was actually scared to tell my stepfather at the time. That was the main argument from the Gilbert police, was that she could have just left, she could have just ran away. And my family begged and pleaded that she would never do that. She wouldn't leave me behind. It's not in her character at all. And we just know that that's not what happened. I am 100% positive that it's foul play. I don't have a question in my mind. And I believe to know who it is as well. No beef with anyone. Sweetest woman, like child of the family.
Family members rushed to her home, making flyers and spreading them across the Phoenix Valley, while police interviewed friends, relatives, and coworkers, including the man she had given a ride to that morning. According to Gilbert Police Detective Mike Bukowski, the coworker reported that nothing unusual happened during their shift and that Lisa seemed completely normal. He assumed she was heading home as usual. 5 weeks later, Lisa's red 1989 Pontiac LeMans was found abandoned in the parking lot of Pleasure World, an adult bookstore in Phoenix. Some official reports claimed the car showed no signs of struggle, but her family strongly disputed this. According to the family, the condition of Lisa's car suggested clear signs of violence. Inside the vehicle, they reported a broken rearview mirror, footprints on the ceiling, a bent emergency brake lever, a large brown stain on the back seat, a broken red fingernail on the floor, a damaged trunk lock, and a sand or detergent-like substance scattered across the back seat and trunk. The source of the stain remains unknown. Could it have been blood or simply old damage? Meanwhile, Lisa's personal belongings remained untouched at home, and her bank account showed no activity after November 4th. For a devoted mother firmly anchored to her responsibilities, the idea that she simply walked away was nearly impossible to believe. As time passed, suspicion drifted toward Alan. He was never charged, and no physical evidence linked him to the disappearance. In 1993, he moved to Bolivia Bolivia, a decision that left Lisa's family deeply uneasy. Further digging revealed that he eventually remarried, moved to Kansas, and allegedly never inquired about Lisa or participated in any search for her. In his absence, Lisa's son was adopted by her parents, who spent the following decades fighting for answers and preserving her memory. Kyle grew up to work in the music industry and has publicly stated he has no relationship with Alan. His only wish is for whoever is responsible for his mother's disappearance to be held accountable.
There's a huge connection to my art and the situation that happened. I don't think I would have continued or been able to continue at the pace and at the level that I've gone if it hadn't been for what I had to get out of me in order to remain healthy. I talk to my mom every day. I'm not worried about the details and the nitty-gritty. I'm worried about getting someone who is running around like it didn't happen behind bars. There definitely was a lack of coverage. There was a lack of just overall publicizing what had happened. I believe that now things have gotten increasingly better and will continue to get increasingly better, but it still needs to be better. You know, the fact that it needs to be better says enough. And I think that in 1991, it was thousands of times worse.
In 2004, authorities announced they were going to attempt to match DNA from hairs found in Lisa's car with their sample database. If the test was conducted, the results were not made public. As of 2026, Lisa's case remains unsolved. Renewed interest through cold case reviews, online true crime communities, and documentary-style investigations has brought her story back into public view, but no new evidence has surfaced to explain what happened that November morning. If you have information regarding Lisa's disappearance, please contact the Gilbert Police Department's non-emergency line at 4805-036-500.
For 14 years, the Black and Missing Foundation has worked hard to advocate for families of color trying to find their missing loved ones, to bring awareness to cases like Lisa's, rarely seen on national TV.
No one, not one person, can name one male, female, or child in the Black and brown community that has garnered mainstream media. Not one, because it doesn't exist. And so what we're trying to do is even the playing field, because missing persons is not a Black issue. It's not a white issue. It's an American issue. It's a human issue. And we all have a responsibility, law enforcement, the media, and the community. I can honestly speak to my tenure in the police academy. We dedicated about 1 or 2 hours to missing person cases, because missing persons is not considered a crime. And so there's not a lot of resources that are devoted to missing person units across this country within these respective police jurisdictions.
I will continue to keep my thoughts and prayers with the friends and family of Lisa, especially her son. Cases like this always get to me because I just honestly feel they did not do enough back then. A lot of times the children were the last to see their parents before they went wherever. And it's unfortunate because I'll never forget talking to Kobe. Last year I did a documentary on his mother who was missing for more than 20 years out of Atlanta, Georgia. She was a real estate agent and he was the last to see his mom. And when I asked him, did the police even ask you anything? And he said no. And Kobe said straight to my face, I feel like I know who is responsible. And this young man said the same thing. He feels like he knows. And honestly, I feel like the children know. I took a class and it talked about the womb and the child and how connected they are. I really, truly feel like they have to do better with questioning kids, because kids can help in more ways than none. I hope and I pray that cases that are 20, 30, 40 plus years old, I hope that they are still being highlighted because they are getting solved. Believe it or not, they are solving these cases. The only thing is that they're not being talked about enough. It makes no sense that this woman went missing in 1991 and it took them until 2004 to run DNA when they had DNA evidence inside her car. That's unacceptable. So, I know a lot of y'all like the stories that are trending, that is always in the news. But you guys, I have to continue to aim towards stories that need to be highlighted. I did go above and beyond to get her husband's identification. I'm keeping my word to the person that gave me this information that I will not show his whole ID, but it is out there. He is on Facebook. This case reminds me so much of Kobe's mom's case, and I do want to tell you guys, because of you all, that case was reopened, so hopefully something comes out of that. Let's continue to keep our thoughts and prayers with them. I also want to thank the sponsors and the supporters of this video. You guys are amazing. You help me continue to go, and you are honestly making my dreams possible. Again, I thank you so much for watching. I love you all dearly. Let's please respect the victim and the family in the comments. I love you all dearly, and with that being said, please don't forget to check on your loved ones.